So whether he knows it or not, Derrick Henry of the Tennessee Titans signing his extension right at the deadline for franchise tag players completely destroyed. Like we're talking about full-on Hiroshima, Nagasaki, just completely destroyed Dalvin Cook's extension talks with the Vikings. And I mean, it's not great for Dalvin. It's fantastic for the Vikings because it draws a very clear line of demarcation that the Vikings don't have to go over. Because look at Derrick Henry. So Derrick Henry was franchise tagged coming into the negotiations where eventually signed a 4-year, $50 million deal averaging $12.5 million per. Now, he had gotten the franchise tag put on him, which he was due to make $10.3 million this season. Now, the franchise tag is the average of the top 5 highest salaries at your position. And with the running back position just completely eroding, like that franchise tag value just keeps going down and down and down, and it's not great. And Derrick Henry, he saw the writing on the wall. Tennessee could franchise tag him this year, franchise tag him next year with a 20% raise over the current $10.3 million, and then it's still a value. And then he's out in the latter part of his 20s without this long-term deal, so he sort of took what he could get at this point, and $12.5 million per was it. Like, it wasn't Christian McCaffrey, $16 million per year. It wasn't Zeke Elliott's $15 million per year. And this is where Dalvin Cook currently is, right? So Dalvin said that he's going to hold out, even though the new CBA basically precludes that from training camp, absent a new deal. And now the Vikings, I mean, if you're Rick Spielman and Rob Brzezinski, you have to be feeling pretty damn good at this point, because the Titans could have done nothing, and then there would be zero precedent at this point, where Derrick Henry, he was a rushing champion in 2019, as well as he carried the Titans' ass in the playoffs, like rushing for 200-plus yards in those playoff games and just really dragging them to the AFC title game. Now, Dalvin, we love him. He's absolutely got that potential. Hasn't done it yet, but of course we know if Dalvin can stay healthy in this offense, primarily run first, as well as a lot of targets opening up with Stephon Diggs gone, Dalvin Cook could easily be up there with Christian McCaffrey, Zeke Elliott as the best running backs in the game. That's where I put him as well. Derrick Henry, I like him. He's a sledgehammer for sure, but are you betting that he's going to be the same Derrick Henry in 3 or 4 years? Power backs just get used up. You look at Larry Johnson, you look at Sean Alexander, you look at Brandon Jacobs, Mike Allstott, Peyton Hillis, nailed it. I think the same thing's going to happen with Derrick Henry. Like 3 years from now, Derrick Henry's not a starter, potentially out of the league. Certainly could see that. So, but if you're Dalvin's camp now, potentially you were looking for that $16 million per year. You're looking for Christian McCaffrey type money, Zeke Elliott type money, but you ain't going to get it now. Because all the talk as well is like, oh, they could meet somewhere in the middle around David Johnson, who got $13 million per year when he signed his deal with the Cardinals. Now he's currently traded on the Texans because he's certainly not worth that money. I think that's off the table now too, because I thought if Henry, Derrick Henry played on his franchise tag, then it was open season, then you don't really know because there was no precedent. But now that Henry signed his long-term deal, I don't see the Vikings going over that by 1 penny at all, or even coming close to matching it. So I think that's the line of demarcation now with Dalvin Cook. It's like, hey, we will give you a similar deal to Derrick Henry in that $12 million per year type area, as well as around the same guarantees in the first 2 years. I believe it's like 22, 23, 24 million bucks guaranteed. We're just shooting from the hip right now. So that's it, Dalvin. Take it or leave it. And I could see him leaving it because, like we said, if fully healthy, if fully dynamic, and the Dalvin that we know and love, he is up there with Christian McCaffrey. But I think this may force Dalvin to suck it up, play out this year, and then let the dice fall where they may. Although, I don't know if it's that great of a strategy because there are a lot of really good running backs up for free agency next offseason, as well as that draft class coming in. Chuba Hubbard, Travis Etienne, as well as all the other potential star running backs coming in. It's a young man's game. People want young and cheap at the running back position. They don't want old and expensive. So, could be tough for Dalvin. And also, if the Vikings wanted to, they could just franchise tag him next year and the year after that, and it's still going to be in that $10, $11 million per year range, and then the Vikings don't have to take on long-term risk, and it truly can be a year-to-year deal for TrackPhone. So, I feel bad for Dalvin. I mean, the Derrick Henry deal was extremely bad news for Dalvin Cook, extremely good news for the Vikings. So we'll see how they proceed from here. But your thoughts? Derrick Henry just completely destroying Dalvin Cook's contract leverage. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. You want to support the work, pull us on the Venmo. But the next time, Skull, production value.